Hello, thanks for watching. Time for a week through the astrology as we go through the week of March the 25th to the 31st. Starting tomorrow, I'm recording this on Sunday, the 24th of March 2019. I'm in UK. Most of the times I'm ever going to be UTC, but I'll say what the difference is if I can remember it, which I can't usually. It's not such a hugely big week as last week. So much happened and so much changed last week. And it all happened basically in a very strong... actually quite balanced, as well as being very strong and intense full moon, full supermoon in Libra. And that Libra balance was palpably obvious, and a lot of us felt it. But my goodness, I was surprised at the amount of headaches and sleepless nights I got. I was really taken aback by that because, Libra is such a good sort of beautiful balancing energy, and it just kind of didn't feel like that. But there we go. The ruling planet of Libra, of course, is Venus. And... that can be unpredictable, basically. And Venus and Mars are actually both entering new signs in this next week as we go forward. Mercury Retrograde also ends in the next week. There's a lot going on, actually. But tomorrow, Monday the 25th, the moon enters Sagittarius at 6:05 a.m. UTC. So that is actually going to be 11:05 p.m. tonight Pacific. And I think that is then 3:05 a.m. In fact, I know it's 3:05 a.m. Eastern. Actually on Monday, so it's a Sunday Monday thing. It's a lot of that this week, actually. Most of what's happening is kind of one day in the States and Canada, or one day somewhere else, or slightly different, but hey, that's the joy of it. The amazing thing really is that all these moments are the same moment. It's just the way we've changed our clocks around to take account of it. So 6:05 a.m. tomorrow UK time, UTC, because we're still not on daylight saving here, so hence the difference. Moon's going to be in Sagittarius, and big plans become they come out of the closet again, if they have ever been out before. If they haven't, people start thinking them up and starting to want to make things happen about them. But it's not the most practical sign. Sagittarius quite often spring back from things, and you don't have to be a Sagittarius to have that influence around us. As the moon enters Sagittarius, that's just the way it goes. It affects pretty much everybody. Anyway, let's get stuck in. On Tuesday, the 26th, Venus is going to move from Aquarius into Pisces. So we're going from the quirky, almost ungroundedness, actually, of Aquarius into Pisces, where the psychic senses are important, where we're going to see more with the third eye than we're going to see with the round things at the top of our face, our faces. We've all got one, haven't we? Or most of it. I don't know, dear me, there's a big argument. Okay, right, some people have got more faces than a Rubik Cube. That's what I was going to say. But that move from Venus into Pisces is going to kick off a month of kind of creative, spiritual thought, that kind of thing going on. You could almost say creative and spiritual travel. I don't mean going anywhere physically, but actually travelling places in the mind, seeing the way things stack up, seeing how different things can be. It's a month of that really coming up. And that would be dreadful news, I think, if Mercury was just starting its retrograde, but it isn't. Mercury retrograde is going to end in parts of the States and Canada on Wednesday the 27th, this very week, just 3 days from now. And in UK, it's actually in the early hours of Thursday the 28th. But never mind, let's stick with Wednesday, because I'm not there yet. On Wednesday the 27th, the moon is going to enter Capricorn. There's a long void, of course, from the wee small hours of the morning right through till 14:01 UK time, UTC, when that moon enters actually into Capricorn. So let's see, that is 7:01 a.m. Pacific, 10:01 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And we've got the Capricorn moon. Now that can be kind of quite a difficult one because of the amount of intensity that goes behind it. And I think we've all had an intense enough week this week without really going there. But that's the way it's headed, most definitely. And the thing about Capricorn and the intensity and thinking we can't do it is to remember that very often we can. I've said it many times about Capricorn. Google goats on mountains and you'll see there's like a vertical mountain. The goat is just kind of quite happily walked up it and stood on it and knows it can hang on, even though it looks impossible. A time of really doing the impossible, I guess. It depends who you are, it depends where your life is at the moment. But if you've really got to move mountains, Well, last week was the best week for that, but you know, Capricorn is good. If you can kind of get it done under a Cappy moon, things are moving in the right direction. Anyway, Mercury actually ends in Pisces, and let me see, Venus is actually in Pisces at this time, of course. Mercury retrograde ends in Pisces somewhere between the 27th and the 28th. If you're watching in UK, it's going to be the 28th. Now then, this part of Mercury retrograde is most definitely not to be feared. None of it's to be feared, but I know people fear it, whatever I say. This is definitely not to be feared, though, because we go into the post-shadow phase now, and there's a little bit of it intensified, a little bit of it not intensified, and it all finishes by the second week in April. But this post-shadow phase that we're about to enter is after Mercury stations direct, when it stops moving backwards and stations direct just before it starts moving forward again the day after. And it's while Mercury is gathering speed, going back in the right direction, that we start finding answers to things. We start realising what all the craziness has been about for the last few weeks as we've gone through it. So that is a big relief, and that is Wednesday, Thursday. Third quarter also comes on Thursday, the 28th at 4:09 a.m. UTC. So that must be 9:09 p.m. Pacific, midnight 09 actually on the 28th. In East Side. I'll just recap again, by the way, we are not on daylight saving time in UK, which is why I'm giving you 7 hours behind and 4 hours behind instead of 8 and 5 as usual. That is actually going to change in UK 1 week today on Sunday the 31st of March, when our clocks spring forward and we get onto our daylight saving time, and then it's 8 and 5 again. Okay, just wanted to keep hammering that one because it's not always easy to remember. Friday looks like a blissfully almost blank day as far as I can see. It's going to be Lunar Mansion, let me see, what is that, number 24, Sandal Third, all about nurture and nutrition and fulfillment. I almost said nuking things, but it's not. Nurture, nutrition and fulfillment. A great time that actually for starting a new project. Love and marriage are indicated, increasing income. It's a great day for manifestation around kind of commerce, finances, getting things done. So look out for that. That's next Friday, the 29th. And that's also going to be day 23 of the moon cycle, well and truly into third quarter. Fairly good, fairly active. In the European tradition, it looks really, really good. In the Vedic tradition, it's success in many affairs, and it's also a great time for starting something new. So in just about every tradition, it's great, except for in Globa, where it's a day of penitence, where vampires rage. But I'm not having any of that, okay? I just do not do vampires. Well, you know, I might make a video about them sometime, because I come from near Whitby, but not going to do that just yet. Okay, so then we get to next weekend, and next Saturday the moon enters Aquarius, 1:45 a.m. UK time. So that will have been in the evening in the States and Canada. And goodness me, it's going to be nice to arrive in Aquarius again. And this is moon in Aquarius, by the way, not sun in Aquarius as we were talking about before. That Aquarius influence comes in. It can actually be very emotional. It can be difficult to get anything cut and dried at that time. Little things come up which sort of get in the way of the main picture, but actually do need to be resolved, because those little things are actually all part of the main picture. So important. Then, my friends, Sunday the 31st, with 1 whole week today. As I was saying a second ago, in UK we go into our daylight saving time at 2 a.m. on the Sunday, in terms of whatever our time is at that time. I don't really know, because that's exactly when it changes. Mars is going to move on that day from being in Taurus, where it's been for quite some time, into Gemini. This is going to be about things moving faster, people working harder, and things getting a bit scattered with that Gemini thing going on there. So it's going to be more difficult to stay focused. But my favourite thing about next Sunday, friends, and I'll just go off topic a little bit here, Hydesville Day, the day when in 1847 in Hydesville in the United States of America, the Fox sisters got the first knockings, the Hydesville rappings they're called, because someone was... they were knocking and someone would like rap on the door to get back in touch with them. And yes and no answers are still the basis, the foundation of the way we do spiritualism today. So I'm looking forward to that. That is the Christmas of spiritualism. There is a video somewhere on one of my channels about this. I will attempt to link to it in a card. I'm not very good at that, but I do keep trying. In the meantime, my friends, thank you very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, you know what to do. Let me know why not. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Subscribe and tap the bell for more. And I will be back with yet more astrology. Thanks for watching Astro Truth, friends. Have a great day. Goodbye.